I've been a trucker for over 20 years, driven through snow in the Rockies, sandstorms in Arizona, even dodged a tornado once in Oklahoma. But nothing, and I mean nothing, ever stayed with me like what happened that night, out past mile marker 308. It was just past midnight, Tuesday, clear sky, dead silence. I was hauling electronics from Tucson to Nashville, cruising east on I-40 somewhere in New Mexico. No other cars, no towns, just open highway, and the soft hum of tires on the asphalt. I remember thinking, this is peace, the kind of peace you only get when you're completely alone. And then I saw her, a woman, standing by the side of the road, white dress, long black hair, pale as snow. She didn't wave, she didn't move, just stood there, staring at my truck as I passed. I blinked, she was gone. I checked the rearview mirror, nothing but highway and fog. I shook my head, probably a shadow, maybe a signpost. Night plays tricks on you after 10 hours behind the wheel. Turned up the radio, Johnny Cash, static between stations, kept driving. But then, 15 minutes later, I saw her again. Same white dress, same black hair, same cold, pale face, same damn mile marker, 308. I hit the brakes, not hard, just enough to slow down. The rig groaned a little under the weight. I stared out at the shoulder, empty. She was gone again. I gripped the wheel tighter, thought about pulling over, but something in me said no, said keep going, so I did. And that's when the CB crackled. Don't stop, keep driving. She feeds on fear. I froze. I hadn't used the CB all night. Nobody else was on this frequency. Hell, I hadn't even tuned it in. I reached out and clicked the mic. Breaker, you talking to me? Silence. Then the voice came again. If you see her again, it's already too late. The hairs on my arms stood up. I looked in the mirror. Still no one behind me. The highway was as empty as ever. So I did what truckers do best. I kept moving. But I turned the CB off. Didn't want to hear any more voices that weren't mine. About 30 minutes later, the fog got thicker, low and rolling like smoke, hugging the blacktop. Headlights barely reached 20 feet ahead. The road felt different, like it was slower, somehow. Then I saw her again. Same mile marker, same spot. Standing completely still. I know I didn't loop back. I checked the GPS. Still heading east, still moving forward. I didn't take that route again, for months. Any delivery through New Mexico, I turned it down. Didn't care about the bonus, didn't care about the miles. But routes run thin, and bills stack fast. So in January I caved. Another haul east, another graveyard shift across I-40. I told myself it was just a road, just another patch of asphalt, just paranoia from a tired brain. But when the sun went down and the fog rolled in, something inside me said, this isn't over. About 50 miles past Albuquerque, I stopped for gas. Old station, no lights on the sign, looked like it hadn't been renovated since the 80s. Only one guy inside, looked up at me like he already knew who I was. I paid in cash, didn't say much, but as I turned to leave, he said something that stopped me cold. You see her yet? I froze, turned back slowly. What? The woman, in white. He smiled. Not friendly, not human. Just keep driving when you do. I got in the truck and didn't stop again. I hit mile 308 around 1:12 a.m. My heart was hammering like it knew something I didn't. But she wasn't there. No woman, no truck, no headlights in the mirror. Just black road and fog. And then I saw the sign, Welcome to Duskfield, population 61. I hit the brakes. Duskfield? There's no town out here. I'd taken this route dozens of times. There's nothing for 100 miles in either direction. But there it was, a wooden sign, faded letters, a narrow road leading off the highway. I should have kept going, but curiosity, or something else, took over. I turned. The road to Duskfield was gravel, uneven. Trees pressed in from both sides. The fog here was heavier, like smoke. My headlights lit up broken fences, rusted mailboxes, old wooden houses that leaned like they were tired of standing. And not a single light anywhere. I rolled past a gas station, the kind with analog pumps, no price signs, just one car parked crooked, windows fogged up. I didn't see anyone inside. Further down, a diner. The neon sign buzzed, but only the D and R still worked. I don't know why I stopped. I pulled into the lot, killed the engine. Something told me I'd find answers inside. The bell over the door didn't ring, just creaked open. Smelled like mold and burnt grease. Booths lined the walls, tables coated in dust, but there was food on the counter. Fresh, hot, eggs, toast, coffee, steaming. And sitting in the last booth was a man in a flannel jacket. Looked like a trucker. Greasy cap, calloused hands, but his face was wrong. Too smooth, too pale, like a mannequin they'd forgotten to paint. He smiled when he saw me. "Sit down, you're late." I should have run, but my legs didn't move. I sat. "What is this place?" I asked. He leaned forward. "This is the in-between." I didn't respond. He slid a cup of coffee toward me. "Drink, it helps dull the edges." I didn't touch it. "What do you want from me?" His smile dropped. "It's not about what we want. It's about what you brought with you." The lights flickered, the walls shimmered, the booths were suddenly empty, the food was gone, and the man across from me was wearing my face. I stood up so fast the chair crashed backward. "You're not real." "Neither are you." Walls twisted, the windows melted. I felt like I was drowning, but standing up. My chest tightened, I couldn't breathe, and then silence. I was back in the truck behind the wheel, engine off, sitting in a dirt lot, alone. No diner, no sign, no town. Just mile marker 309, glowing in the mist. I started the truck, didn't check the GPS, didn't look back. I just drove, all the way to Texas, didn't stop until the sun came up and I could see real people, real roads, real sky. I asked around, checked maps, looked up Duskfield. It doesn't exist, never did, but I still remember the coffee, still remember the man in the booth, the one with my face, and now, every time I pass that stretch of road, I see the wooden sign again, even though I know it's not there, even though I know it can't be. "Welcome to Duskfield, population 62. I told myself I wouldn't go back. Not to New Mexico, not to Duskfield, not to that road. But the road, it doesn't need an invitation. It finds you. 3 weeks later, I was headed north through Colorado, a whole different route. Clear skies, flat highways, normal deliveries. But at 2:12 a.m., the GPS started acting strange. Turn by turn just froze. Then it rerouted. Continue straight for 666 miles. Real funny. I pulled over, reset the system, checked my map. I was still on Route 85, but the sign up ahead said I-40. I hadn't turned. I hadn't veered off course, but somehow I was back in New Mexico. I hit the brakes. I looked around. Same trees, same fog, same silence. I checked the dashboard clock. It was blinking, frozen at 3:33 a.m. Again. I turned the truck around. Didn't care where I was. I just needed out. But in the rearview mirror, there were headlights. Far behind. Still. Unmoving. Too far to tell what kind of vehicle it was. But they followed. For miles. I turned off the main highway. Took a back road. Then another. Then another. Each turn, the headlights followed. No engine sound. No overtaking. Just always the same distance. Like they were stuck in my mirror. I pulled into a rest stop. Got out. Stepped into the night air. Cold. Still. Too still. The lights disappeared. But when I looked down, there were tire marks behind my rig. Same pattern. Same size. Same make. It was my truck. I climbed back inside. Locked the doors. Didn't sleep. Didn't blink. Just sat there, staring into the dark. The CB radio crackled again. This time, a woman's voice. "You left me on the road. Now I'm the road." I yanked the CB cable out of the dash. The noise didn't stop. Static. Voices. Screaming. And underneath it all, the low, constant sound of an engine idling. My engine. The windshield fogged. From the outside, I leaned forward, wiped it with my sleeve. That's when I saw it. A handprint. On the glass. Long fingers. Too long. Like bones wrapped in skin that didn't fit. It slowly dragged downward, as if whatever made it was sliding down the hood. I threw the truck in gear, hit the gas, didn't care about the tires, the cargo, the route. I just drove. I don't know how long. Could have been hours, could have been minutes. But the fog didn't break, and the road, it never changed. Same curves, same markers, same sky. It felt like I was stuck in a loop, like the road had eaten the world around it. Then, the lights came back, in front of me, my truck. Another white semi, identical to mine, facing me, middle of the road. No driver, engine off. I stopped about 20 feet short, hazards blinking, hood slightly dented, right where I hit a deer last fall. Same crack in the mirror, same scratch on the grill. It was mine, but I was still sitting in it. I opened the door slowly, stepped down, fog around my ankles, heavy, like stepping through wet cloth. I walked toward the other truck, each step colder, louder. My boots echoed louder than they should. I reached the driver's side. The window was rolled down. I looked inside, and there he was. Me, slumped over the wheel, eyes open, but empty, skin pale, dead, frozen, but still breathing. His lips moved, barely. I leaned closer. What are you? You're already here. You've always been here. I stumbled backward. Fog swallowed me, and when it cleared, both trucks were gone. Just open highway and a sign, mile marker 308. I don't remember how I got back. All I know is the next morning, I woke up in a motel parking lot in Flagstaff. Key still in the ignition. Trailer still full. But the trip log? Pause. It had been wiped. Odometer unchanged. Like the road never happened. But it did. It always does. Because now, every night I drive, there's another set of headlights behind me, too far to see clearly, too close to ignore. And the CB, it never stays off. Every now and then, I hear my own voice, calling from another truck, another road, another me. I stopped driving after that, turned in my keys, cleared out the cab, didn't even wait for my last paycheck. I told myself it was over. The road got what it wanted. But some things don't let go. I moved north, changed numbers, didn't touch a truck for 6 months, but every night I still heard the rumble of tires outside my window and the soft crackle of the CB radio. Then one night, it called me back, literally. My old rig, the one I swore I'd never touch again, was parked in front of my apartment building, keys in the ignition, engine running. I looked around, no one there, not a soul, and on the passenger seat was a handwritten note, one line. Way to end it. I should have run. I should have called someone, burned the truck, but I didn't. I got in, turned on the CB, and drove. No GPS, no map, no destination, just the road, stretching ahead like a wound in the earth. And at mile marker 308, the fog rolled in, and I crossed over. You don't notice it at first. The road just gets quieter, less texture, like it's been erased from the world. No wind, no insects, no engine hum, just silence. Like the air's holding its breath. Then the signs start to change. Words twist. Letters backward. Distances unreadable. One said, "You never left." Another, "Welcome home." And then I saw myself again, the other Jack, standing in the middle of the highway, not waving, not moving, just waiting. Eyes black, skin cracked, like someone left him in the sun too long. I slowed down, rolled down the window. "What do you want?" I asked. "To finish it." The truck stopped on its own. Engine idled, lights flickered. And then the world bent, like the road cracked open. And beneath it, not dirt, not stone, but memories, all of them, mine, spilled across the pavement like blood. My first drive, my divorce, the accident no one ever found out about. All of it, right there on the road. I dropped to my knees. He walked toward me, the other Jack. And when he spoke, it was my voice, but broken. Like someone had shattered it and glued the pieces back wrong. "You left pieces of yourself here," he said. "You don't get to move on until you take them back." I asked him, "How?" He pointed to the cab. "One last ride. You drive until the road ends. If it lets you go, you're free. If not." He didn't finish. He didn't have to. I got back in the truck, shut the door. The road ahead was blacker than night. CB came alive. This time, a voice I'd never heard before.
"You took the ride. Now pay the toll."
The truck moved on its own. No hands on the wheel. Speed climbing. Lights flickering. And outside the window, the world turned to shadow. Shapes in the fog. Whispers in the steel. Memories turned monsters. I saw the deer I hit in Wyoming, but it had my face. I saw my ex-wife, crying blood, my childhood home, burning, in reverse, and in every reflection was me, over and over and over again. The road narrowed, turned to gravel, then to dust, then to nothing. The truck stopped. Ahead of me, a giant cracked mirror standing in the middle of the road, tall as the sky. I stepped out, walked up to it, looked in. It wasn't me, not anymore. It was every version I'd left behind, every choice, every regret, every mile I should never have driven. They all stared back, and then they spoke in one voice.
"We are the road."
I screamed, smashed the mirror with my fist. It didn't break, but I did. I never drove again, moved to the city, took a desk job, but every night I hear tires rolling outside my apartment, and once in a while, the CB radio I keep in the closet, it turns on, all by itself, and a voice says,
"We're still out here."